This capstone presentation is a journey. It's a journey of one young man trying to figure out what it looks like to teach another language in a communicative context, in an engaging way. There's the initial passion and fervor and zeal to want to see this happen, then the dips of banging your head against the wall as you're trying to script some Hebrew and be creative, but then coming out of the process very thankful to God, who has placed so many people in his life, and for this experience. If you can't figure out who that is, that would be me. But outline, I will give a little origin on the Capstone Project, discuss the Capstone Project kind of through a chronological kind of journey type of approach. Talk on what I hope is the impact of this project, and then give a couple of reflections on thoughts that have really struck me through this journey, through this process of capstoning, if we can make that a verb. The first thing is discovering interests. I came in dead set. I was going to be a comp sci major, and I had school figured out, and that's a mistake. That's a mistake as a young freshman, and it would be the sophomore and junior years of my time here at Sattler has really opened my eyes to discovering where my passions lie through very engaging second year of Hebrew classes that gave me a love for the text and a rekindled and renewed understanding and passion of the Old Testament, and of trying to go back to the original language of Hebrew in the Old Testament and finding and trying to look and think and how they were trying to bridge that contextual gap that's there by reading the original language of Hebrew. The Dr. Scheuman's classes obviously were really engaging and really fun, and nothing I'd ever experienced before. And hey, this was way better than my Rosetta Stone courses in high school. This was amazing. But I think the discovering interest came in my sophomore and junior year through the second year Hebrew classes, also through the book studies that we had, and understanding how important is the Old Testament. And I come from a context where I came into Sattler just I love the New Testament, but the Old Testament is a little, and just getting that desire and that fervor to want to somehow in some way, how do I serve the people back home and give them a passion for that, and help them discover the beauty of learning a language and what learning a language can do and how it can open your eyes to ask better, deeper questions of the text, specifically Hebrew. So that began the conversation then, discussing with Dr. Scheumann about what various ways, how a capstone could look like. This was happening in my junior year. And whether I wanted to go more down a translation route, whether I wanted to go down a teaching route. And I wanted to do teaching, and I really wanted to help other people experience and open their eyes to what I was given here at Sattler, and be given the same tools and abilities to dig deeper. So the capstone idea then was formed, I think, by the end of spring semester 2021. And what it looked like was this. The ultimate goal was to gain practical knowledge and experience in teaching Hebrew in a communicative context. The way this looked like was a threefold approach by research and writing a paper concerning second language acquisition, SLA. It was to observe Dr. Scheumann in his beginner Hebrew class and to help teach sections of that class. And it was to create vocabulary videos for beginning Hebrew students. If you know anything about the first semester of a lot of you do, of his curriculum, you know that the first 16 lessons, you are just learning a ton of vocab. You're trying to get from ground zero to about week 7 or so, beginning to interact with biblical stories and to watching the well-known puppet story videos around here. And so the idea was that I could help create actual videos that would expose the students, introduce the students to the vocab before they came to class in order for there to be a more efficient classroom, so that more stuff, more Hebrew can be used, and that the students are better versed in that vocabulary and stuff, and setting them up for better success once they get to the puppet story videos. So creating 16 puppet vocabulary videos. The products that were to come out of this was doing a reflective journal. So I'm basically, after every class session, I am taking down notes and doing this practice of reflective journaling, where I'm just making observations of teaching, how I taught, observations of what Dr. Scheumann did, obviously the paper, and this is what it's evolved since then, but this was what was the idea at the time. And then scripted Hebrew vocab videos. Trying to script in another language is really hard. But that was the goal. And then in the summer of 2021, Dr. Scheumann wanted to undertake this project of redoing his puppet story videos, making them better with better equipment. So we set up a studio here. And for that summer, the puppet story videos, like each story is split into 3 different sections of a story. And each section is 1 video. So 16 times there are 16 stories. We filmed 48 videos, made 48 videos, and then I edited those. Excuse my nervousness. In the fall semester of 2021, I began to research the paper. I was in the classroom observing Dr. Scheumann, helping to teach some of the sections, which was really nerve-wracking at first, but then it became more enjoyable, and it was a great hands-on learning experience, learning a lot of pedagogical principles or ways to teach in a communicative context. And towards the end of the fall semester, I began to script these vocab videos. During the spring semester of 2021, I actually ended up finishing editing the puppet story videos. And the biggest change to my project was this mock Hebrew class, where it had come to the point where I had just been teaching sections of the class in Dr. Scheuman's class, and I needed to learn more of an experience actually teaching a whole 50-minute class by myself, no matter how awkward that got. And so I decided to create so Dr. Scheumann came up with it. I decided to create a 3-week class where I tried to send out an email to whoever was interested. Thanks a lot, Missy. You helped me a lot. And people could come, and for 1 hour from noon to 1 o'clock on a Wednesday, I would try to teach Hebrew. I would try to teach the first 3 Hebrew sections of the curriculum. They would watch the edited vocab videos that I had edited, and then come to class. And then following Thursday, I would get feedback from Dr. Scheumann. I finished scripting the videos, 16 of them. That was it was an intense time. And then we filmed and edited the vocab videos. Honestly, there was no break in my spring break. It was just finish scripting videos, filming them, and then start to edit these videos. And indeed, here is part of the first video. I hope it plays.
Saw. Facade. 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 facade, 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 facade. لحم 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 مم. 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 لا لا خم خم لا خم لخم 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 بازار لخم لخم بازار لخم لحم بازار لحم 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 بازار لحم بازار لحم بازار بازار لحم 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 بازار بازار.
Any idea what they're doing? Fun fact. So the puppet story videos plus the vocab videos, the runtime, 10 hours, 38 minutes, 51 seconds. Lord of the Rings runtime, 9 hours, 17 minutes. So that's right. Just to give a little bit of how much edited footage there is. So yeah. Who I'm hoping that this is more of who I'm hoping to impact next year sophomores and future Sattler students. I hope can benefit from this and be more prepared and better prepared, better equipped to read, to understand, to respond, and to have a better Hebrew learning experience. Potential online students, if these videos, the puppet story videos and the vocab videos and other resources could potentially be combined and put in an online platform. And hopefully my students, if I'm dreaming here a little bit, but one day that I can teach my students whenever that comes. I really, as I've said before, the passion underlying this for me is that people fall in love with the whole of God's word, and that people fall in love with the Old Testament, which is the basis. Like you don't truly understand and know like the depth in the New Testament without knowing and understanding the beginning of the story and the middle part of the story, and the depth and the richness of God's word that's found in the Hebrew Bible. In terms of just a couple of reflections that I've thought about over time is just, is taught this like discover what you enjoy and pursue it. I thought become good at it, excel at that thing. I thought it would potentially be, coding, and I quickly found out that that's not it, and that really like pay attention to what your interests are, pay attention to what you love to do, what you want to do. And when you discover that, it's a process. It's not like, for me, the experience was not like overnight that I found this, overnight that I discovered this. was a process of taking multiple classes and things like that where I discovered, and having people around you to help you too, and to really encourage you to strive for it as well. So discover what you enjoy, pursue it, become good at that thing, own it, so that you can more help other people with the gift, with what you've become good at, even, and you can help those people even more. I think a second one that's so hard to do is to be like fully present in the process. So many hours in that little editing room, staring at a screen, and it was so hard to not just tune out, so hard not to just like, why am I doing this? Or the many hours in a late afternoon in a hot studio room, and we have one more video to film, and there was almost nothing more discouraging. But being fully present in the process so that you can truly say you gave it your all. This is that you can truly say, this is all I'm doing to give for not myself, but for others, for God's glory. And being fully present in the process, what I've discovered to help is remember your journey, remember where you came from, remember, like, meditate on your accomplishments that you've come so far at. For me, it was at Sattler. For me, it was, oh, I got this video done. Boom, I'm one step closer. Now let's keep on going, as well as anticipate the end and look forward to what the final product can look like and where you'll be. And hopefully that can provide motivation for each of you as you're mired in this process, as you're mired in the midst of capstone work. It has been an incredible journey. It has been a hard journey, but there's no growth without adversity. And so it was an amazing time. Very thankful to all the people that God has put in my path that have helped me so much. I obviously could not have done it without the assistance of Dr. Scheumann and everyone else, and the encouragement of you guys as I've laid bare my woes to some of you, and you were willing to hear me out. And so I'm very thankful, and I hope that each of you may be inspired to fully finish out this week and be fully present in the process of your test taking, and that you can celebrate all the more and celebrate better once you've done that, once you've taken that. Thank you. That's all I have.